What are the uses for chromatography?
Chromatography is used to separate and identify the chemicals in a mixture. It is useful to separate and identify the chemicals in a mixture, check the purity of a chemical product. Identify impurities in a product, and purify a chemical product, on a laboratory or industrial scale.
Which elements are contained in Earth's crust?
The most abundant elements in Earth's crust are listed in the table below. In addition, nickel, copper, lead, zinc, tin, and silver account for less than 0.02%, with all other elements comprising 0.48%.
Do identical twins have the same fingerprints?
No. Even identical twins have differences in their fingerprints, which, though subtle, can be discerned by experts.
When do thunderstorms occur?
In the United States, thunderstorms usually occur in the summertime, especially from May through August. Thunderstorms tend to occur in late spring and summer, when large amounts of tropical maritime air move across the United States. Storms usually develop when the surface air is heated the most from the sun, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Thunderstorms are relatively rare in the New England area, North Dakota, Montana, and other northern states, latitude 60 degrees, where the air is often too cold. These storms are also rare along the Pacific Ocean because the summers there are too dry for these storms to occur. Florida, the Gulf states, and the southeastern states tend to have the most storms, averaging 70 to 90 annually. The mountainous Southwest averages 50 to 70 storms annually. In the world, thunderstorms are most plentiful in the areas between latitude 35 degrees north and 35 degrees south. In these areas there can be as many as 3,200 storms within a 12-hour nighttime period. As many as 1,800 storms can occur at once throughout the world.
What are some sleep disorders?
The most common sleep disorder is insomnia. Insomnia is ongoing difficulty in falling asleep, staying asleep, or restless sleep. Technically, insomnia is a symptom of other sleep disorders. Consequently, treatment for insomnia depends on the primary cause of insomnia, which may be stress, depression, or too much caffeine or alcohol. Hypersomnia is extreme sleepiness during the day even with adequate sleep the night before. Hypersomnia has been mistakenly blamed on depression, laziness, boredom, or other negative personality traits. Narcolepsy is characterized by falling asleep at inappropriate times. The sleep may last only a few minutes and is often preceded by a period of muscular weakness. Emotional events may trigger an episode of narcolepsy. Some individuals with narcolepsy experience a state called sleep paralysis. They wake up to find their body is paralyzed except for breathing and eye movement. In other words, the brain is awake but the body is still asleep. Sleep apnea is a breathing disorder in which an individual briefly wakes up. Because breathing has been interrupted and may even stop for a brief period of time. Obstructive sleep apnea, OSA, is the most common form of sleep apnea. It occurs when air cannot flow into or out of the person's nose or mouth as they breathe.
When were bacteria discovered?
Anton van Leeuwenhoek, 1632–1723, a Dutch fabric merchant and civil servant, discovered bacteria and other microorganisms in 1674 when he looked at a drop of pond water through a glass lens. Early, single-lens instruments produced magnifications of 50 to 300 times real size. Approximately one-third of the magnification produced by modern light microscopes. Primitive microscopes provided a perspective into the previously unknown world of small organisms, which von Leeuwenhoek called animalcules in a letter he wrote to the Royal Society of London. Because of these early investigations, von Leeuwenhoek is considered to be the father of microbiology.
What was the first major use for punched cards?
Punched cards were a way of programming, or giving instructions to, a machine. In 1801, Joseph Marie Jacquard, 1752–1834, built a device that could do automated pattern weaving. Cards with holes were used to direct threads in the loom, creating predefined patterns in the cloth. The pattern was determined by the arrangement of holes in the cards, with wire hooks passing through the holes to grab and pull through specific threads to be woven into the cloth. By the 1880s, Herman Hall Erith, 1860–1929, was using the idea of punched cards to give machines instructions. He built a punched card tabulator that processed the data gathered for the 1890 United States Census in 6 weeks, 3 times the speed of previous compilations. Metal pins in the machine's reader passed through holes punched in cards the size of dollar bills, momentarily closing electric circuits. The resulting pulses advanced counters assigned to details such as income and family size. A sorter could also be programmed to pigeonhole cards according to pattern of holes. An important aid in analyzing census statistics. Later, Hall Erith founded Tabulating Machines Co., which in 1924 became IBM. when IBM adopted the 80-column punched card. Measuring 7 3/8 x 3 1/4 inches 18.7 x 8.25 centimeters and 0.007 inches 0.17 millimeters thick. The de facto industry standard was set, which has endured for decades.